So in my last video we discussed the possibility of Crenel Hills being Kokiri Forest. And well, let's just say that thinking about Kokiri Forest in Breath of the Wild got me thinking about different references and Easter eggs in other Zelda games that most have either missed or had no idea of their existence. So in this video I'll be covering some of my favourite references and Easter eggs in different Zelda games. Just quickly though, before we start, why not sub to the channel for weekly Zelda related content? With that out of the way, let's jump into the video. So who's the star of the show that has pointed ears, a pointed hat, and green clothes? Link, right? No, Tingle. Yes, that's right, our first reference of the video is our lovely friend Tingle. By friend, I mean 35-year-old man who enjoys taking hundreds of rupees off of a child. Love him or hate him, Tingle is a pretty big character in the Zelda series, first appearing in Majora's Mask as well as the smash hit game Rupee Land. Well, maybe not smash hit. Let's be honest, the game sucks. But did you also know that the fairy obsessed old man actually makes a small appearance in Skyward Sword? You know, the game that everybody hated because of the horrible motion controls and restricted exploration. If you enter the Knight Academy in Skyloft and go inside Coraine's room, you'll find a small crack in the wall that allows you to see into Zelda's room. Way in the back on a shelf is a green clothed doll with pointed ears, clearly a reference to our pal Tingle. Many people have most likely missed this one, but it's a pretty cool reference to Tingle. Ocarina of Time was my very first Zelda game, and is also one of my all-time favourite games ever. So when Twilight Princess was released for the Wii, it was only logical that I would love the game equally as much as I love Ocarina. Twilight Princess shares uncountable amounts of similarities to Ocarina, while still being very different in its own right. I mean, how can one not love this game when the hero of time teaches us everything we know? Not only are both these games very special, they also have a fair amount of references and Easter eggs. If one visits Lake Hylia in Ocarina of Time, they will stumble across a fishing pond. Inside is the fishing pond owner who will happily sell Link the all-night mask, which will allow him to wait. My bad guys, wrong game. Ah, that's better. He will allow you to fish while he just scratches his back. Well, if we head to Henna's fishing hole in Twilight Princess, a picture of the Ocarina of Time fisherman can be found. Also, Henna seems to have the very same itchy back as the fisherman. Descendants, maybe? Also, if you revisit the Diabubba's lair a second time, you'll find a bottomless pit of water. Strange, but very cool. Ocarina of Time may have been my first Zelda game, but it's certainly not my favourite. The oddly depressing, slightly rushed sequel, Majora's Mask, is actually my all-time favourite Zelda game ever. I could go on and on as to why this Zelda game is my favourite, but I think it's clear that the atmosphere alone makes this game a standout masterpiece. Creepy toilet hands and the impending doom of the moon crashing is what makes this game so intriguing to me and many others. And Majora certainly has its fair share of Easter eggs. Most notably, Cremia and Romani wearing the same brooch that looks like Mario's arch nemesis Bowser, or the stuffed toys that resemble Phantom Ganon's horse and Epona that can be found in Romani's room. There are definitely some interesting things to find if you know where to look, but one of my favourite is actually out in the open and not very hard to find at all. Most may not even notice it, heck, I didn't even notice it until recently. Well, if you head inside the bomb shop in Clocktown, there is a large structure behind the shop desk that bears a striking resemblance to the Nintendo GameCube, complete with the 4 controller ports, 2 memory card slots, and even a Game Boy player adapter on the bottom. The GameCube was an amazing console, and even though not really hidden, I love this Easter egg, although I'm not really sure what it's meant to be in the game. Does it create the bombs? I don't understand. Loved by many and hated by some, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker is one of the best Zelda games in the series, easily being placed in the top 5 or maybe even top 3 of most people's lists, and it's easy to see why. Its cartoony graphics may not be the best in the series, but it really does add a certain charm to this colourful game. It's full of many references and many Easter eggs, like Fado the Wind Sage straight up being a Kokiri even though the Kokiri have taken the form of Koroks in this game, or that the Wind's Requiem song requires the same directional input as Epona's song, up, left, right. Some of my favourite Easter eggs and references though can be found on the little island near the Forest Haven, the Nintendo Gallery. To open the gallery, use a seagull to hit the switch on the main island. Here you can find many secrets and in-game information, but my favourite reference is behind Karlov, who owns the gallery. On the wall to the left behind him you can clearly see masks from Majora's Mask. The Bunny Hood, the All Night Mask, the Goron and the Keaton Mask are all clear as day in front of us. Karlov, being a master sculptor, most likely made these himself, so they are more than likely just replicas of the original masks that Link once owned. But anything that links to Majora's Mask is always great to me. Also, is this Saria? Breath of the Wild is easily the biggest Zelda game to date, taking over 40 minutes to cross Hyrule's overworld corner to corner on foot. Like, seriously, no one actually did this, did they? The bigger the map though, the more space there is to fill with references and Easter eggs, and this game really isn't messing when it comes to references. The Temple of Time, Tingle Island, the Dark Link outfit, and many more. Easter eggs also scatter the game. In the older Zelda games, if Link was stupid enough to attack a cuckoo over and over, he would be swarmed by an army of tiny little chicken things. And it's good to see that this game is no different, with Link being completely overrun and obliterated by deadly chickens. One of the newest discoveries found in the game, and one of my favourite, is that Lurelin Village bears an uncanny resemblance to Outset Island from the Wind Waker, with similar beaches, an identical lookout tower with a near identical view, and the overall shape of the island just bears too much of a resemblance to be a coincidence. But what do you think? Outset Island, or just a coincidence? Zelda games have so many fun and interesting references and Easter eggs, but I would like to know some of your favourites in the comments below. I will pick the best ones and feature them in the next references and Easter egg video I do, so remember to leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching everyone. If you enjoyed the video and would like to see more content like this, then be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also be sure to follow me on Twitter and join our Discord server. Both links will be in the description below. Thank you to Hazel, Some Guy and Jessipe for supporting me on Patreon. It means the world to me. If anyone else would like to support me and receive exclusive rewards, then you'll find my Patreon link in the description below. As always, cheers for watching, and I'll catch you next time.